All right, guys. We have Raush Manfio up next. If you have a question for him, please raise your hand. Curtis, let's kick it off with you.
Hey, House, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. Good to talk to you again.
Hey Curtis, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Hey, entering 2022, you're the reigning defending lightweight champ. How has life changed, if at all, since your win in October? And do you get recognized more in public now, or what's changed?
Change everything. No more concerns to pay the rent, My family is super nice, happy. We achieved the life goals we always want to be comfortable, you know, not wasting money, but comfortable. I got my kids a couple of times into Disney. I don't want to go there anymore. And we are enjoying, and I'm happy and proud to what we did last year.
And then a really interesting stylistic matchup between yourself and Don Madge. What kind of fight are you expecting in this one?
He's a pretty tough guy. I think he has a good strike and good jiu-jitsu also. Physically, I think I am a lot stronger than him, but I don't know. I'm curious when the fight starts, and to feel how strong he is, and in the body lock, this kind of positions, because it's the only question I have for this fight is like who is stronger. So I think it's me, and I'm really will try finish this fight in the first round. So I will with I go with everything I had for this fight. I changed my strategy from the last year, and this fight I go to increase my rate of finishes in the fight. So that is my goal.
Thanks, House.
Thank you.
Breeze.
Hey, Roush, it's Breeze with the MMA Breeze. I know you won. First of all, congratulations on winning last season, and we're looking forward to seeing you perform this season. How do you stay mentally sharp and motivated now that you've won the entire championship and you're coming back for more?
Man, I never fought for money. That's the truth. Of course, I'm struggling many years with my family, but money was never the first motivation. Since I was 13 years old, I knew I want to become a professional fighter. So I do this because I love the process. I hate the waiting cut, but the rest is super good. Everything else I love it. I love the fact to this adrenaline, to feel this fear in my heart, like before every fight, and to celebrate after every win. I love this process to be a fighter. So my mind is always sharp because I'm grateful. I'm grateful. God's always God always put me where I always ask to be, like living good as a professional fighter. So I wanna now it's just live. My mind is sharp because I love this.
Thank you.
Jake.
What's going on, House? This is Jake Foley, worldwide
Hey, Jake.
superstar. My question for you is, what's your opinion on potentially fighting Nathan Schultz, and do you think it would throw you off mentally at all?
Man, this is the only fight I just wanna see him in the finals. So when everything go right and I see him in the finals, it's gonna be like a super fight for sure. But he's a brother for me. I don't accept fighting him before the finals. But I think for the history we made in the show, in the finals would be like a main event, even with Kayla in the show. If when I find a turn in the finals, they put us as a main event because the history, like all he came with a similar story than me, like from nothing and won 2 years straight, and then helping me a lot even to pay my bills. I borrow money from with him. I just paid last year. So I love him. He's a brother for me. He's my daughter godfather, and but to fight him in the final, I think this is like worthy a movie. So the only occasion I would accept fighting him ever would be in the final. Otherwise, make no sense for me. But for that fight, right now, I would never accept. In the final, I think would be difficult, but funny at the same time for the history. May they make a movie about us.
Sign me up for that fight every single day of the week. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Jim Barcelone.
Hey, champ. Jim with the Miami Herald. How are you?
Very good. How about you?
All right, good. Thank you. So what was it like this off season for you? And how much time did you take off? What did you do to relax? Anything with your family? And then get back into training at American Top Team?
I think after the final, I took 4 weeks off, completely off, like just working out like 3 times a week to recover in my body. Then, yes, December, I returned to the regular trainings, just not sparrings. And then by the end of January, I was starting the spar session again, so 100% for the camp. And was a good time. I forgot the whole question.
And then just what was it like getting back into training at American Top Team?
Yeah, so by the end of January, I was training 100% everything, you know, twice spar a week. And we didn't have an opponent by that time, but I was working with all the guys, different weights. So in February, I was ready for fights. So because I didn't know when the season would start, we thought was April. Thank God we were right. And but I was sharp, no injuries after the last fight. So, and I could make some treatments to recover myself better, like stem cells on my knees and this kind of stuff. So I feel fresh, like better than the last year.
And lastly, from me, have you been in your off time working on your guitar playing and singing?
No, not singing. I'm terrible singer. No, for God's sake, no. I can't sing. If I sing, you cry, but the worst way. But the guitar, yes, I'm always playing the church. So it's a rehearsal once a week and play at a Sunday morning. And I love it. It's something this make really my mind works better.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Harry.
Hey, Hosh, Harry Mack from the Bookies Basement. I hope all is well. Good to see you up here again. So I just wanted to know, what do you view as your biggest obstacle to repeating as champion this year?
The guys I need to fight. All tough guys, you know. And it's the same. Pretty tough guys. I need focus once fights it by time, you know, not rushing, not thinking about in the playoffs. No, I need focus and don't match first. Then I don't know who is gonna be the next opponent. So step by step, like we did last year, and it worked pretty well. And we don't change when we are winning, right? So I keep the same focus, step by step, win this fight, try pushing hard all the fights, keep you know, my body safe. I'm working more on the recovering process now. I have the financial condition to improve my body recovery, this kind of stuffs. And but that's it, step by step. I'm not rushing again. I'm not thinking any opponent special to fight. I focus and don't match, and at this match, and the rest we need to build the history.
Got it. Thank you very much. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Max.
How you doing, Raush? This is Max Going from the Going Live Network. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Hey, brother.
Just to kind of piggyback off that last question, now that you're the champion, do you feel like you have a target on your back in a way? And do you feel like you have to maybe consider everyone's going to give you their best effort when they fight you?
Yeah, I think I have this target on my back, but this is like, you know, something I like it because making me fearless. Because if I was the champion last year and I want to be the champion again this year, I am a challenger again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, PFL is different than the other shows. So I'm not defending my belt. 2022, I will conquer another belt. So I am hungry for this. I not think like, oh, I have the belt to defend or this. No, this is good for promote. But in my heart, I am the challenger again, and I will climb up to reach to have this belt again. It's 2022 season. I forgot what happened in 2022. The 2021. I use this as motivation, but today is a new year, and we need to building everything again.
Thank you so much for the time and good luck.
Thank you.
Mark.
Hello, Raush. First of all, how are you doing?
Hey, Mark. I'm doing great.
Good, good. So I feel like going into this 2022 season, you're obviously coming in as the champion from last year, but in your opinion, you already talked about it a bit about kind of looking to get a lot of finishes. Do you seem to have like a chip on your shoulder going into this season? You know, do you feel like you were heavily counted out last season, and with this season, since you won the championship last year, are you looking to get more finishes because you have a type of chip on your shoulder and looking to make a statement for this?
No, I think, this year I will get more risks in the fights. I pushed harder last year, but last year I was concerned to grab the victory only. And but this year I'm more comfortable to trying the knockout, to push myself. And this gonna I will totally be a different dangerous fighter this year, because I assume I need to grab more risks this year. So if I see the guy's rocket, I will not, waiting, and no, I will push harder. I will try really finish this fight, because I think I'm comfortable to that. I'm working my mindset to, okay, last year was good. This year we can do better. If I push more, of course I will spend more energy, but I also have more chance to finish the fight before. So I will try this year do that.
100%, Raush. And one more question for you. Who you obviously train out at American Top Team. Who is in your opinion, who's the most beneficial training partner that you train with on a weekly, daily basis? Who is like the first person that comes to mind in terms of your most, maybe it's the hardest sessions, maybe it's the person you get the most work out of. Who is the number one person that comes to your mind from ATT?
For this camp specifically, we have many guys, great guys there. But for this camp, my friend Leandro Apollo and Thiago Moises also is a really good guy. We know we kill each other in the spar sessions, but we not hurt each other. You really want to help each other, like iron sharpens iron. So. But that's it. For this camp specifically, I didn't train with Nathan, because he's gonna fight a southpaw and also me. So make no sense. We fight each other as we are, right standard. So, but also Nathan, Thiago Moises, and Leandro Apollo. These three guys are also helping me for the camps.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mills.
How's it going, champ? This is
How you
MMA
doing?
Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio, man. I just want to say, man, you looked impressive getting that belt. You're on a 4-fight win streak right now. Your opponent's on a 7-fight win streak. I just wanted to know, tell me about that one fight that you had that changed your career for the better or for the worse. Because it seems like right now you're on fire.
Yeah. So you want me to talk about the final?
Oh, the one fight that you had that changed your career. Because it seems like
Anthony
right now,
Pettis, definitely, for sure. The fighter who changed my career was like against Anthony Pettis. Also emotionally, because as a fan, I saw like, man, I need to beat this guy who I am a fan. And I saw his many fights until he was UFC champion, or even before that in another tournament he used to fight. And so that fight gave me confidence to fight anyone. So, and I want to fight him again. I listen, he want to fight me in some moment in the show, or maybe the next fight or the playoffs. I don't know. We need to score points, right? But I want to fight him again. The fight who was a totally life change for me was against him. I had my daddy, who I didn't see in many years, in my corner. He came to always help me when I used to live in Brazil, and he finally returned to my corners, and was really good to see him. The fight was great. We almost knocked him out. It was a great experience as a fighter. I learned a lot, and I grow up a lot after that fight. I have extremely respect for him. He's a great champion, and but that fight changed my life for sure, for better.
thank you.
Dave.
Hey, Raush, Dave here with Fight Bananas. We just got done talking with Clay Collard, and he's the main event of this card, fighting Jeremy Stevens. But your name came up multiple times. Seems like a bullseye on you this year. What's your response to Clay Collard having a bullseye on you this coming season?
I mean, I need to knock this guy out for the next fight. I don't know if you're gonna fight here in the playoffs. I don't know when I'm gonna counter this guy because he's a, terrible loser. I don't know why he's talking about it. I won against him, unanimous decision, tough fight to score. To be honestly, if the judges gave the fight for him, I would not complain, as he can't complain because the judges gave the fight to me. When I scored the fight, I scored for me, but it was a close fight. I fought an American guy in the United States. He has all the things in his favor, all his life history with his brother last year, and I know was real. And but have everything in his favor, and I won the fight. It's just I watched it and rewatched the fight a couple of times, and I don't know what he's complaining. I beat Loic. The guy is 3 times tougher than him, so I think he forgot after I beat him. I also beat Loic, so I don't know what he's complaining. If we need to fight in the next fight, one would be great, but it's a crying baby. What can I tell you? And I think the guy has no honor. He tried fighting me in the hotel last time I was for the finals, and cursed me and this kind of stuff. Man, it's like, shut up. I just, bow my head and started doing continuing doing what I was doing. I was made my wedding cut. And I knew he's not even making the waiting for the finals as an alternate. So I saw his terrible boxing match after fighting me. So I'm curious to see how he's gonna perform it on Wednesday night. And but if you talk a lot about me because he's angry, but I did all I need to do. I won once, and he put me to fight him again. I gonna beat him again. No problem at all. I just want some respect.
Okay. And one last one for you. You mentioned it would be a movie, if you went to the finals again versus Nate and all that. Talking about that, name an actor off the top of your tongue, like who would play you in a movie about you?
I have no idea. You know that guy who make I forgot the name. That movie who I like Wolfmans and vampires for teenagers was very has a
Robert
kid
Pattinson?
has a kid who was a wolf, and he was like
the wolf.
he make that one. I think that one would be great, like the same skin color,
Yeah.
similar hair. And I think the kids can make the move, and I think he would play me nice.
Sounds good. Congratulations, my man. Good luck this Wednesday. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, House. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.